I am Ali Shoaib Madugu. I'm standing in for Group 3, who actually worked on Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, ARCN. I am so sure that if all the members of this group, of this meeting, have been given opportunity to be just in one group, everybody will have loved to be in this group. Because, yes, for sure, because I'm so sure that at the beginning, the whole heated argument was the issue of ARCN function, and whatsoever was bouncing back to ARCN. So many other people have issues to contribute to ARCN. But unfortunately, the little opportunity we had, the group have done a little thing here, which I'm sure many will contribute to add to it. At the beginning, we looked at the first one, which is the rationale. And at the rationale, we decided that the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria should take ownership of the process of alignment and integration in agricultural research programs through the APP. And we consider three things there, basically, that the RCN should look at in terms of the rationale, and which are the coordination. In terms of the coordination, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria should develop the National Agricultural Research Master Plan, and that master plan should be aligned with the APP. And that master plan now will be like an instrument for any other research programs that have been developed at our institute to key into. Automatically, the master plan will have keyed into that at the beginning. And then the supervision role of ARCN, that ARCN should undertake an oversight function and ensure that all research activities in the NAS are in compliance with the national goals, and also the regulatory aspect. And then the regulatory aspect is just to set up the standards, and serve as a clearance house for all research activities in Nigeria. Under the B, which are components and areas, we looked at this part. The first one was the establishment and management of agricultural knowledge portal, where individuals, institutions, and organizations can register and access information on improved innovations and technology generated, funding opportunities, policy launch, etc. That this will serve as a portal where every other person, not just the one within government and individuals and value chains and whatsoever, private sectors can key in to get and access information on this. ARCN should handle this and coordinate it properly. Organizing biannual meetings between donors, research institutions, private sectors to review and facilitate buy-in of review and ensure that all the research activities are in line with the national objective. Now, at this point, it's also going to assist beyond just the review issue. Research institutions will have opportunity to present whatsoever it is they are doing. The private sectors will actually have access to know what is happening where, and the donors will know if they are to donate or assist in any area that have to do with funding. This platform will generate that. Now, identification, that is to identify the identification of key agricultural research gaps, priorities of research, and create strong advocacy for grants to fund research to fill in those gaps. In these areas, we have looked at it. Basically, the National Agricultural Research System, they only depend on the national budget. And budgeting in Nigeria actually is not assisting the process of research in Nigeria. And that is why most of our research institutes push in more of their capital budget into physical capital than the research capital itself, because they have a time limit that at the end of the year or at the end of the day, government will mop up whatsoever is left. So with that type of system, you don't expect the research to actually meet up its demand. The need for multi-stakeholder advocacy for ARCN reform bill before the National Assembly. This is also one of the things we are looking into. And then unbundling of the National Animal Production Research Institution, NIPRO. Actually, this was brought in by a member that we were having a discussion. They are looking at this alignment issue. Most of attainance of government's goal is only mainly achieved by the crop sector. And the essence is because when you look at the research in Nigeria, priority have been given to crop research than the livestock research. And the only reason why that is happening is the setup organizations for research. Now, in crops, we have commodity-based research institutions. But in livestock, the whole of it is bundled in one place. So even when it comes to budget allocation, by the time you are raising budget as high as you want for livestock sector, people looked at it, why just one research institution having this? Not considering the content in the research institution. So what will help and address this matter is to unbundle that research institution and have them as appropriate as they should be. Now, pioneer review for FCA's curriculum. Yes, yesterday somebody brought up an issue also as part of the discussion when it comes to the curriculum of the colleges of agriculture. Yeah, the curriculum for the College of Agriculture. We looked at it that they should also dedicate more of their time in vocational trainings than just the normal awarding of other programs. Now, strengthening ARCN capacity to undertake the functions of alignment and integration of the NARIs and the FCAs. Yeah, this also has been identified as a point. Going to the other C, now advocacy and sensitization of scientists in the NAS to reorient their mindset on the way they do their research and extension. ARCN should take lead in this advocacy. They should actually penetrate the research institution to let them understand that research this time around should lead to development, not just research for research sake for publications. Yesterday in the team also we had an information that the TED Fund also have a pocket where they support publications for research. And somebody had made up an issue that we're talking of alignment. Now you look at small corner institutions, university, everybody publication journal. Journal, if you publish this year, before you know again, it will be next 10 years before another volume will come. So an ARCN is also having a journal, which is the JAD, Journal of Applied Agricultural Research. That ARCN should reach to TED Fund and see how they could liaise in this area and if this can be funded so that the regular coming out of those journals can carry on. To strengthen the ARCN M&E unit to generate data for the development of the agricultural research master plan. Yes, this is also being considered as one of the issues that should be done. Unfortunately, the IFPRI, just like stated here, have started a program with ARCN for training, for staff capacity building. So far, they have trained sets of ARCN staff on monitoring and evaluation. Another set is coming up next week that they are going to have there in ARCN for another set of group. Investment in ICT facilities to facilitate communication between ARCN and other stakeholders in the NAS. The need to involve ARCN. Okay, this ARCN is already involved. I've just told the secretary as he's capturing it, that is not what is expected. What is expected of this is that ARCN will take the lead in terms of the technicality and technical part of this joint service review for this activity. And then the integration, to integrate the national the Biotechnology Center. An issue yesterday was also observed that release of varieties sometimes have challenges, not just from the research institution, but also from the body, the National Variety Release Committee, that's supposed to be releasing variety. And their challenge, one of their challenges is funding. And when we looked at it, they are not under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. They are under the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. And they do majorly the work of agri. And what do happen even in this event is that most of the funding they even get is also coming from agri. Recently, universities of agriculture who had been under Ministry of Education had been converted and moved back to agri. Similar thing could be done for this organization. Now, next step, when we look at it critically, most of these challenges we have mentioned, process and procedures have been followed, just like you mentioned and other people have mentioned, to address them. And to address this issue, like we have said for ARCN, basically has to do with ARCN reform. And the ARCN reform had gone so far that it's currently at the level of the National Assembly. Now, the only thing we can do here to make sure that this happens is if the FMAD itself now, not just ARCN, the FMAD take the lead in championing this advocacy at the National Assembly and make sure this bill is passed. That is one. Two, the immediate appointment of the executive secretary, executive directors, and provost of colleges. We have looked at it as a challenge. Currently, as I speak before you, ARCN is being led by a non-technical person. And it's not because that is by virtue of what is happening. He is in acting capacity. And for somebody to understand what role he should play as a leader, he needs also to know what is he leading. So technically we need this. And for the advocacy of this too, that this needs to be done with immediate effect. Some of our research institutes who have these challenges. Their executive directors' tenures are over. New ones have not been appointed. Only actings are there. And crisis and most of these institutions, you don't expect them to do their assignments. So to address this, this is also an issue. Then the Agricultural Research Council should organize a consultative meeting with the NARIs in collaboration with IITA to align national research program to national policy. This is the final.
Thank you.